There's a certain kind of quiet that only exists when you're home. Not the quiet of boredom, not the kind that feels empty, but the quiet that feels like safety. It's that moment when you notice the gentle hum of the refrigerator, the soft ticking of a clock, and realize that for once nobody expects you to be anywhere else. It's not loneliness, it's peace. Most people don't understand that. They'll look at someone who loves staying home and quickly label them as antisocial, withdrawn, maybe even afraid of the world. But for some people, home isn't a place they escape to. It's the only place where they truly breathe. Because out there in the noise and chaos of constant comparison, pressure, and performance, they slowly lose themselves. But at home, they find themselves again. Maybe it started when they were younger. Classrooms, crowded buses, playgrounds. These places felt like tests they weren't ready for, battles they didn't ask to fight. They had to speak louder just to be heard, smile wider just to look okay, pretend harder just to feel accepted. So they quietly created an inner world, a softer place, a slower place, a kinder place. That's when home became more than just a building. It became their sanctuary. And maybe that's why, even now, when the world demands more noise, more smiles, more pretending, the only place they feel real is at home, in the quiet. But what happens to a person when the only place they feel truly seen is when they're completely alone? The desire to stay home isn't merely a preference. It's a psychological state born from a heightened sensitivity to the external world. Bright lights feel sharper, conversations louder, crowded spaces overwhelming. Your mind is wired to deeply perceive the smallest subtleties, and while this sensitivity is a gift, it also carries a silent burden. The world outside feels like a constant flood, every voice, every gesture amplified, demanding your response. But underneath this overstimulation lies something far deeper, far older. From your earliest memories, perhaps you've learned that safety existed not in being seen, but in being unnoticed. Childhood experiences often carve invisible paths in the psyche, teaching you that true acceptance required wearing masks, versions of yourself carefully crafted to meet the expectations of others. Each smile, each gesture, each word meticulously chosen, all to secure the fragile sense of belonging that every child craves. Over time, this performance becomes exhausting, and your nervous system begs for reprieve, whispering softly, "Let me rest." Home thus becomes more than a physical place. It transforms into a sanctuary, a refuge where these masks can gently fall away. It's the only stage where you perform for no audience but yourself. The door closes and the carefully constructed social persona dissolves, leaving you face to face with the raw, authentic self you've spent years quietly sheltering. Picture a young girl named Sophie. Every day she navigates classrooms filled with noise, hallways brimming with expectations. She learns quickly to read moods, to adapt her tone, her expressions, her laughter. She becomes a master at performing normalcy. Yet, each evening, stepping into her room and closing the door behind her, Sophie releases the breath she's held all day. She sits by the window, watching shadows dance across her bedroom wall. Here in her solitude, Sophie feels genuinely seen, not by others, but by herself. In these quiet moments, she rebuilds her sense of identity, piece by delicate piece, reclaiming her emotional landscape from the expectations of others. Reflect deeply for a moment. How much of your own life mirrors Sophie's? How often have you exchanged authenticity for acceptance? How many masks have you worn? And how much has your heart longed for permission to finally lay them down? Imagine the mask as a piece of heavy clothing you've been wearing so long you've forgotten how it feels to breathe freely without it. It offers protection, yes, but it also constricts. Removing it feels vulnerable, even dangerous, yet it is essential for genuine connection, not only with others, but more importantly, with yourself. Your home, therefore, symbolizes this crucial unmasking, becoming a sacred space for authentic intimacy with your inner self. In solitude, your psyche processes unspoken wounds. Studies reveal that those who consciously spend time alone exhibit higher emotional intelligence and creativity, not because solitude makes them inherently wiser, but because it grants them space to reflect. Here in quiet isolation, you sift through buried emotions, gently untangling threads of anxiety, sadness, confusion. Ideas blossom in this fertile silence, clarity emerges, and you begin to understand your hidden truths. Consider this carefully. When did your most profound realizations occur? Likely not amidst loud gathering or busy conversations, but in moments of silence, during a nighttime walk, sitting quietly at a window, or lying awake in bed. These moments of solitude offer something extraordinary, a chance for your inner voice, usually drowned in noise, to finally speak clearly. Yet, despite this profound inner alignment, you often find yourself battling quiet guilt. Cultural narratives exalt extroversion, portraying those who thrive in solitude as suspiciously withdrawn, missing out on life's excitement. Social media amplifies this pressure, presenting curated images of constant activity and joy. You watch silently from your quiet sanctuary, questioning whether your desire for solitude is somehow wrong. But beneath this social conditioning lies an ancient wisdom. Peace isn't always found in the crowd. Sometimes it waits patiently in the quiet pause. Monks once retreated to mountain caves to seek clarity. Today, your bedroom, your cozy corner filled with books, plants, music, these have become your modern temple. It's the same timeless impulse, the soul's yearning to return to stillness after chaos. Scientifically, when you're home, your mind recognizes safety, a low-threat environment. Stress hormones subside, your breathing slows, your thoughts clear. Walls that held your emotional defenses begin to soften, allowing feelings long buried to gently surface. This process is not mere relaxation. It's profound healing disguised as simple quietude. Consider solitude as the mirror of your inner world. Look deeply and ask yourself, if home is the only place your true reflection appears, what does that reveal about the life you've built outside it? When you spend most of your time at home, people often misunderstand. They say you're isolating yourself, missing out on life, or somehow wasting precious time. Yet beneath these quiet choices lie intricate emotional patterns, subtle psychological mechanisms shaping your behavior. You don't stay inside because you fear the world. Instead, you're intensely aware of it. Each encounter, each interaction, each sensory experience leaves its mark, etching deeply into your psyche. Your sensitivity is profound. It feels as if you're an instrument finely tuned, picking up every note the world plays around you. When the music of life grows too loud, too harsh, you instinctively withdraw, not from weakness, but to preserve the fragile melody of your inner peace. This quiet retreat is deeply tied to the invisible wounds from your past. Maybe as a child, your emotions were often dismissed, your voice drowned by louder demands. Perhaps you learned early on to hide behind silence, discovering solace in being unseen. Over time, this protective silence became second nature, a shelter from overwhelming external demands, a haven from a world that always wanted you to be more. Unconsciously, you've developed subtle coping mechanisms to guard yourself. Routines become your sacred rituals. Predictability offers the mind a sense of calm. Simple acts, brewing your favorite tea, lighting candles at dusk, meticulously arranging your space, aren't mere habits. They're whispered reassurances to your nervous system that all is well. Each familiar motion gently soothes anxieties you may not even fully recognize, grounding your turbulent emotions in quiet predictability. Your home thus transforms into an inner landscape reflecting your soul's hidden truths. Consider a room softly lit, shadows dancing gracefully along the walls. Each item, each texture chosen with care. Warm blankets, worn books, gentle aromas, mirrors your internal world. Like an artist painting their emotional state on canvas, you fill your surroundings with deliberate warmth and harmony. Within these walls, you cultivate beauty from stillness, depth from silence. Yet, despite your intentional solitude, a subtle guilt lingers. Cultural messages whisper that value is found in constant motion, endless achievement, relentless visibility. To remain still, to seek quiet, feels almost defiant. You wonder quietly if you should join the noise, if perhaps life is happening elsewhere while you remain tucked away, quietly crafting meaning in the shadows. But consider this. What if stillness isn't absence, but presence of a different kind? Like the roots of an ancient tree that remain hidden, yet nourish every leaf. Your quiet solitude anchors your emotional resilience, grounding you deeply enough to weather life's storms. This is not avoidance. It's emotional intelligence, self-preservation, quiet courage. And within this solitude, a profound creativity often blossoms. Alone, your thoughts unfurl naturally, free from others' expectations. Your mind no longer shapes itself around external validation, but dares to explore uncharted territories. Great thinkers, artists, and dreamers have always known this truth. Solitude births originality. Quiet minds forge deeper empathy, intuitive understanding, and visionary insight. Yet solitude isn't always serene. In silence, your inner voice grows louder, unearthing truths you've skillfully buried. Thoughts you've avoided gently resurface. Emotions you've long set aside quietly demand your attention. It can be uncomfortable, even frightening to confront yourself without distraction. But here lies your greatest potential, the possibility of genuine healing. Imagine yourself sitting beside a still pond. Its surface reflects clearly every cloud, every tree, every fragment of sky. The quieter you become, the clearer the reflection grows, revealing all you've ignored, all you've hidden. This solitude is your mirror. The question then becomes unavoidable. What will you do with what you finally see reflected back at you? Healing begins in the recognition that solitude isn't emptiness. It's self-awareness gently waking up. Those who find comfort in their own company carry a quiet wisdom. They've learned how to differentiate the subtle whisper of their own truth from the loud expectations of the world. Solitude doesn't signal avoidance. Rather, it reflects a stable identity that doesn't rely on external applause or validation to feel worthy. Yet even within this quiet strength, a gentle longing persists. Loneliness is still present, but it's not the hollow ache many imagine. It's a deeper desire for meaningful connection, for bonds built on authenticity rather than superficial interaction. It's the calm certainty that genuine relationships deserve careful cultivation, a belief that attention, affection, and trust should be given intentionally, not impulsively. Because for those who truly understand solitude, love is never about quantity, it's about quiet, mindful presence. But there's another subtle layer. Sometimes the choice of solitude isn't rooted in peace, but in sheer emotional exhaustion. It's the fatigue that comes from years of quietly adapting to the world's relentless demands, performing roles that never quite felt authentic. Coming home in these moments is an escape. It's relief. It's your body and spirit finally breathing freely after holding your breath too long. Psychologists call this process emotional decompression. Imagine your soul as a tightly clenched fist, gradually relaxing when you step inside your sanctuary. This is your body's way of telling you it's safe now. You can release what you've been carrying. It isn't weakness, nor is it laziness. It's profound healing. unfolding quietly behind closed doors. In solitude, your heightened empathy finds space to recover. You absorb the emotions of others deeply. Every conversation leaves subtle traces within you. This sensitivity, a gift and a burden, compels you toward moments of quiet, where you can gently untangle your feelings from those you've gathered throughout the day. Retreating inward allows you to re-enter the world softer, clearer, more aligned with your inner truth. Your home, therefore, isn't merely a physical space. It's a reflection of your inner world. Each carefully placed object, each quiet corner bathed in soft light, is symbolic of your emotional landscape. This environment nurtures a return to authenticity, a place to shed the armor worn in public, to rediscover the person beneath the performance. And in this gentle stillness, authenticity quietly returns. You shift from living to impress others toward living to genuinely express yourself. Life stops feeling like a competition and starts feeling like a conversation, one held between your heart and your truest self. Suddenly, walls that once felt confining now expand outward, becoming wings that grant you freedom to explore your inner realms. When you eventually step outside your sanctuary, you carry something rare and precious with you. A calm that doesn't add to the world's chaos, but gently quiets it. You no longer demand that others make you feel at home. Instead, you carry home within yourself. So, if you've chosen this quiet path, embrace it without apology. You're not hiding from life. You're engaging with it more deeply, intentionally. You're doing the quiet inner work that shapes all else, crafting a version of life where your heart finally has space to breathe. Because ultimately, solitude isn't withdrawal. It's a gentle return, a soft landing, a peaceful coming home to yourself. If you've ever found comfort in solitude or felt misunderstood for simply being yourself, consider joining us. Subscribe and stay connected, because here we honor quiet wisdom, gentle reflection, and deep self-discovery. Explore more videos that speak softly but resonate deeply, guiding you home to yourself.